Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Bastion. In the last video we resumed our quest for the cores and picked one up. We also got a letter from Resolve which tells us a few things. First of all, he's alive, so that's good to know. We didn't know that before. We also know, which is probably more important, that he found more people, because the letter wasn't delivered by him, he had a messenger. The letter told us to go, or specifically told Zia, it was addressed to her, to head to the east to find out the secrets of the Calamity and learn more about her people. We're not going to go see Zolf just yet, though. We still got to fix this mess he made of the monument, so that's what we're going to keep on doing today, but I'm sure we'll meet with him very soon. So let's go ahead and start getting some more cores.
The shards are getting harder to find.
Right, shards, not cores. I should probably stop calling them that. Alright, so today we're taking on the Culford Cauldron.
Not everything blew up in the Calamity. Why, Culford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock.
Yes, that's right, we're in a volcano, though it's dormant, so don't worry.
If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt.
Don't overthink that line. It would lead you to believe that the enemies down here have changed in some way, right? Because they had to adapt. They're surviving in a friggin' volcano. But no, they're the same as all the other enemies, so that line doesn't mean too much.
So, in a way, the beasts of the wilds, they're all survivors, too.
Yeah, I would say that's fair. Anything that survived the Calamity is a survivor.
Best to keep out of the cauldron.
You'd think falling into the volcano would kill us, but no, I'm not going to question it, as we do it again. I can understand falling off other stages and somehow getting back up, even that's a stretch though, but on a volcano, come on, we should be dead. I'm sure I'll get my fair share of death up ahead anyway.
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. That learning led to some interesting inventions.
So we've just picked up the fire bellows. As you can see, it's pretty much a flamethrower.
The raw power of the world fell right into our hands.
Let's just talk about this weapon for a sec. It's really unique because of one thing, and this one thing makes it pretty damn amazing. It can break through shields, so any enemies that block or have like a defensive stance, this completely ignores it and bypasses it. So it makes it really useful for any stage where you have a lot of wallflowers or any other defensive enemies.
Fires became an addiction.
It can also be used to, like, burn through terrain, as you saw earlier, though that's not really practical outside of the stage.
Can't fault our people for their natural curiosity now, can you?
And the way the ammo works is, it's just rechargeable, so you stop firing, and, it recharges. So, all around, it's a pretty solid weapon. It's really stage-dependent, so I'll be using it in certain stages, but it's not going to replace, like, the dueling pistols or army carbine for me. It's worth noting that the enemies over here were completely optional. I just wanted the XP and the upgrade material.
Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here.
Well, as we learned the hard way, some secrets are best left buried. Now, we've seen a lot of sleeping stink eyes throughout the stage. A few of these ones are going to wake up, but a lot of them that we walked by didn't. Don't worry, we'll deal with those a little later.
The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs.
Now, I take a stupid death here, and I have a bad habit of dying when I still have healing tonics. So it's just a matter of hitting Y, and I wouldn't die, but I die all the time anyway. But I have the noob spirit on, which is Hardy Punch, so I'll be fine.
All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot.
Now here is a good chance to show off the fire bellows. As you'll see here, I completely ignore this defensive stance and can attack it when it can attack me, so I don't need to time it or anything. It's really useful.
You can cook those things, but you can't eat them.
However, for enemies that don't have a shield, it's a lot more practical to have the army carbine or dueling pistols, just because there's more range and they do more damage. so you're a lot less likely to take a hit. But for these enemies, the fire bellows is surprisingly good.
Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash.
What we just picked up is a pecker nest. It's just another memento. We'll take a look at it when we get back to the Bastion. As with any stage that we get a new weapon on, there is an arsenal here if you want to switch anything out. I'm happy with our loadout, so I'm not going to.
We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway. The more ash we swept aside, the more life we found.
I guess it is a little surprising that there's so much life down here.
Place as inhospitable as they come.
I mean, these things did survive the eruption and the calamity, so I mean it's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie though, it would be nice if all these things just died so we could just come in and take the shard. But it's easy to forget that without all these enemies, we wouldn't have this shard.
Still we pressed on.
I mean, without them, there's no core at the Wharf District.
After all, when we look down inside Colford Cauldron.
And no core at the Wharf District means no Bastion.
Look down through all the smoke and flames.
Once again, no reason to die here. I had 3 healing tonics. Just gotta learn to hit Y.
We saw in there the heart of the world. The heart now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Johnson Bar. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron.
Which would be fine, because the only thing still alive on this path are stink eyes.
Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him.
A shortcut full of enemies more annoying than
Sure, it
stink
ain't the
eyes.
most convenient path.
The shortcut will still have its fair share of stink eyes though, which is good, because also good to show the fire bellow off on, because it ignores their defense stance when they close their eye. So makes quick work of them. It's pretty much just free XP.
Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. Pops open on him like a nibble on a school day.
Lovely imagery there from Rux, really painting a lovely picture for us. I don't think I'll ever look at stink eyes the same way again.
Where there's one stink eye, there's always more.
It's not like they were hiding, we could see them in the ground.
The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. Kid don't shed any tears for him, though.
You can use the yellow vine apples here to your advantage. Just touch them, or like shoot them or something, and they'll explode and kill everything around them, as I did earlier. So it makes this area a lot easier.
With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city.
It's not a whole lot to see.
But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it. It comes back looking like the inside of a chimney.
Alright, let's speak to Zia about the pecker nest.
We're all a little short on friends these days, so that's a welcome sight.
I will never call a pecker a friend, but he can hang around for a while. Let's go ask Rux too, just because we can.
They said the wild could never be tamed. If only they could see us now.
Alright, and I believe we completed a vigil while doing that, so let's go ahead and redeem it. Yes, indeed we did, the culture, for finding mementos.
Culture. A still life of old unwanted keepsakes.
There are a lot here that we haven't done, and they're actually really useful, so we'll get on those soon.
I've asked a lot of the kid, but this is something he's done on his own.
And finally, let's go ahead and switch out our fire bellow. It is not good at all for the next stage. We're gonna go back to the dueling pistols, and I think I'm gonna rock the Kale Hammer. This next stage is very annoying, trust me, you do not want the fire bellows for it. Alright, and let's actually go ahead and pick the next stage. Or wait, yeah, I didn't use the core. Alright, let's do that then.
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again.
Alright, now we don't desperately really need to upgrade anything, but if we are going to upgrade something right now, I think I want it to be the Lost and Found, because we're going to be using this soon.
We need an awful big Lost and Found under the circumstances.
Indeed we do. What for, you might ask? You'll find out soon, don't worry.
We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan.
I don't know why you didn't shoot it down, but let's go ahead and chase it. So, to Mount Zan we go.
Can't rightly call Mount Zan the mountain anymore.
Can't call it a fun stage either.
There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go.
This might be my least favorite stage in the game. I hate lunkheads, and when you take away my vision too, there's no way in hell I'm gonna like that stage.
So they figure they'll hold out right here, on a slab of mountain the Calamity forgot.
Doesn't have an interesting backstory either. All I know about it is that it was some kind of holy place, so I guess people prayed here or something? I don't know, man. It's just a huge douchey stage. And there are a lot of lunkheads here. Now, you might be thinking that maybe I can burn down all these trees with the fire bellows. You can't. Fire bellows don't break through the lunkhead's mask either. So, there's really no need for it. Nothing can save you from the misery that is this stage.
Good thing for those beasts the Calamity saved leftovers.
There are a few branching paths with little extras down them on this stage. We're gonna go down all of them, just because I want all the upgrading materials I can get in preparation for Proving
We
Ground.
only found that little layer because they found themselves a little shard.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Without them, we wouldn't have gotten that first core, and we wouldn't be here either, because we're here because a pecker brought the shard. Without those leftovers, that pecker isn't alive. And without the pecker, there is no shard. So, once again, we should be thankful that all these little assholes survived. Now, the only thing at the end of this path is some health and like 20 fragments, so really, it isn't worth it, unless you want the XP. In which case it is. So, if you're gonna skip a path, I'd recommend skipping this one.
Those beasts been hoarding all the valuables they could find.
They've been preserving them, so we can come and kill them and take it. It's all good.
It's a delicate situation.
Now, an easy way to kill these guys would be to drop trip mines, which I should do, because I have 5 black tonics and trip mines on. But for some reason I didn't think of doing that. Really save a lot of trouble. He gets stuck on the pond here. It's really awkward. I tried to get him unstuck, but he just wasn't having it, so I had to kill him on the pond. Which sucked, because I didn't think I'd get the healing tonic, but if you roll towards it, you kind of break through a bit, so it was all good.
The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own. But they ain't yet prepared for any company.
But if they were to attack the Bastion, would we be ready? I'm not certain we would. Certainly if the kid wasn't there, I don't think Zia and Rux can handle it.
Besides, we have to take back what's ours.
I have some trouble here. I should just run up and use the hammer, because like the fire bellows, the hammer can break through the defense here, but I'm an idiot and I'm just like, screw it, I'm walking away. But so I'm missing out on XP there. And as you can see, we've got another item here. This is the mortar, and it's fucking awesome. We're coming up to the perfect spot to demonstrate it. You'll see what I mean.
Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean.
The mortar has a ton of range, and it does a ton of splash
What the city
damage.
left behind, those beasts took for themselves.
You can just sit back out of harm's way and fire your bombs, and you're good to go. It's really, really good. I like it a lot.
It takes a lot of convincing, and our mortars have to do the talking. Look at it this way. It's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our Bastion is everybody's game, not just ours.
It's not very great close range, though.
Unfortunately, there's no explaining that to a simple beast.
Only because you have to be stationary when shooting it, so you can't really defend yourself.
Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place.
Yeah, it would be so much simpler if we could just tell them to hand over the shards and they could come live at the Bastion too, but unfortunately that's not how it's gonna go down.
They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have.
So for now, more mortar shells.
Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square.
Alright, so we've got kind of a mini-boss here with 2 lung blossoms.
You don't need to keep tangling with all those things. The beasts of Mount Zan go all out.
If you want, you can go straight for the Skyway, but you'll be missing out on a ton of fragments and XP, so I strongly, strongly recommend you kill both these lung blossoms. Auto-target screws you over a bit here. It would be nice if you could just fire mortars at the lung blossoms, get it over with, and leave. But there's so much other shit in the way that you'll target before the lung blossoms, so that gets a little annoying. But outside of that, this really isn't hard at all.
That's the way.
Now, before I hop in the Skyway, I just look around to see if there are any fragments and stuff. We really want to stock up on those and get as many as we can.
He's done what's best for him, don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll all be better off once the Bastion is complete.
Alright, again, let's go talk to Zia about the memento we found, this time a
Fixed
gramophone.
that thing right up, didn't we? Made these goings-on a little livelier.
Let's go ahead and talk to Rux about it as well.
Suppose it's true a little song can put things in perspective.
And before we use the core, let's go ahead and see what it sounds like. So it'll play a few different tunes. Nice little memento to have, I guess. Let's go ahead and use the core.
The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though.
Alright. Now, you might not expect this, but I'm actually going to update the memorial, just because vigils are really good for getting fragments, and I want to really start stocking up on them for bonus videos.
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
There you go, you can see that we have a ton more vigils now. Alright, that's all I wanted to get done in this video. We made some significant progress. So in the next video, we are going to go ahead and continue collecting shards. I will see you guys then.